Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's world, headlines change fast, but real power games happen behind the scenes. Wars are no longer fought only with tanks and missiles, but with economics, diplomacy, pressure, and strategy. Today's video is not propaganda, not hate, and not blind support for anyone. It's about understanding what is really happening between the United States, Europe, and the rest of the world. Why is Greenland suddenly in the news? Why are European countries uncomfortable with American pressure? And is this just politics or a sign of a bigger global shift after the Ukraine war? If you want facts, context, and clear explanation, you're in the right place. So, is Trump trying to take Greenland? Europe versus USA tensions explained. What's really going on? The Ukraine war is still burning. The Middle East is unstable. And now, suddenly, a new tension is rising between the United States and Europe itself. Donald Trump talks about Greenland. Europe gets angry. Tariff threats. Sanctions on French products. NATO under pressure. So the big question is Trump serious about Greenland? Is Europe heading towards another crisis after Ukraine? And how does this affect the rest of the world? Let's break it down calmly, step by step. So sit back, watch till the end, and let's break down the reality behind the headlines. Why Greenland matters so much first? Why is everyone suddenly talking about Greenland? Greenland is the largest island in the world located in the Arctic region, rich in rare earth minerals, extremely important for military and missile defense, controls future Arctic sea routes as ice melts. The U.S. already has a major military base in Greenland, Thule/Batufik, space base. From America's point of view, Russia is increasing Arctic activity. China wants access to Arctic trade, so Greenland becomes strategically priceless. But here's the key point. Greenland belongs to Denmark, and Denmark is a NATO ally. What did Trump actually say? Donald Trump repeatedly said the U.S. needs Greenland, used very aggressive language like, "we'll get it one way or another," linked political cooperation with economic pressure. At one point, Trump threatened tariffs on European countries, even hinted pressure tactics against Denmark. This shocked Europe, not because of strategy, but because this language is used against rivals, not allies. Why Europe got really angry? Europe's anger is about three things. 1. Sovereignty. Denmark and Greenland said clearly Greenland is not for sale. Using pressure on NATO allies crosses a red line. 2. Economic threats as political weapons. Trump also threatened huge tariffs on French wine and champagne. This was linked to France not fully aligning with Trump's Middle East peace plan. Europe saw this as economic blackmail. 3U to NATO. Trust problem. NATO is built on trust. If one NATO country threatens another, uses trade or military pressure, then the question becomes, who is the alliance really protecting? France, Gaza, and tariffs explained now about France and Gaza. France took a more balanced humanitarian position, called for ceasefire, civilian protection, did not fully support Trump's approach. Trump responded by threatening tariffs on French alcohol industry. Wine and champagne are symbolic and economically important. This sent a strong signal. Disagree politically, pay economically. That scared many European leaders. Is Europe moving business away from the USA? Yes, slowly but clearly, because of unpredictable U.S. trade policy, sudden tariffs, political pressure. Europe is diversifying trade, strengthening ties with Southeast Asia, Middle East, Africa. This is not anti-America. It's risk management. Will Trump really take Greenland? Let's be very clear. Military invasion? Don't know. Why? Trump publicly stepped back. NATO would collapse. U.S. credibility would be destroyed. What is likely? Negotiated deal, expanded U.S. military access, Arctic security cooperation, no change in ownership. So this is pressure politics, not war planning. Is this another European crisis like Ukraine? No, but it's a warning sign. This is not tanks and missiles. This is economic pressure, diplomatic tension. Trump's behavior is not traditional U.S. diplomacy. Trump's core traits: loves being center of attention, uses shock statements to dominate headlines, treats geopolitics like a negotiation show, believes pressure plus unpredictability equals power. So when he talks about Greenland tariffs, NATO France, Europe China, he wants everyone must react to me. That keeps him in global spotlight. Now the big question, after Trump, what happens? Immediately after Trump leaves office, will countries trust the USA again? Partially, but not blindly. What changes? Softer language, more predictable diplomacy, more multilateral talks, less public threats. But what does not fully return? Blind trust, total dependence on U.S. security, assumption that U.S. policy is stable long-term. Why? Countries learned a painful lesson. U.S. policy can flip every 4 years. So, will USA lose trust forever? No, but the old type of trust is gone. Before, USA leads, we follow. Now, USA proposes, we calculate. That is a permanent shift. Why Trump changed global psychology? This is the real impact. Not Greenland, not tariffs. Treaties can be questioned. Alliances can be pressured. Economics can be weaponized. Once that mental door opens, it never fully closes. Trump showed the world